She is inarguably the most accomplished and well-known adult with autism in the world. She's been featured on major television programs such as ABC's Primetime Live, The Today Show, Larry King Live, 48 Hours, 2020, and also the Vicki Gabbro show a couple of years ago with me. And she's been written up in national publications such as Time Magazine, People Magazine, Forbes, U.S. News and World Report, New York Times, among numerous other recognitions by media. Bravo Cable did a half-an-hour show on her life, and she was one of the challenged people featured in the best-selling book, Anthropologists from Mars. Dr. Grandin didn't talk until she was 3.5 years old, communicating her frustration instead by screaming, peeping, and humming. In 1950, she was labeled autistic, and her parents were told she should be institutionalized. We hear this a lot, don't we? She tells her story of groping her way from the far side of darkness in her book, Emergence, labeled Autistic, a book which stunned the world because until its publication, most professionals and parents assumed being diagnosed autistic was virtually a death sentence to achievement or productivity in life. Dr. Grandin has become a prominent author and speaker on the subject of autism because I have read enough to know that there are still many parents, and yes, professionals too, who believe that once autistic, always autistic. This dictum has meant saddened sorry lives for many children diagnosed as in her early life as an autistic. To these people, it is incomprehensible that the characteristics of autism can be modified and controlled. However, she feels strongly that she's living proof that they can. So please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Dr. Temple Grandin.
Oh. Well, it's great to be here today. And first of all, I'll just say that the picture that's here right on my title slide is from Karen's book, Little Rain Man. And it shows how, shows thinking in pictures with movie reels inside the head. And I find now that some of the young people today ask, what are those things inside his head? Well, the 16mm movie reels. And that's what we had in our movies, when I was in elementary school and high school. Here's my squeezing machine. When I got into puberty, I had horrible anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks just so terrible. I was desperate for relief. And I found pressure from the squeezing machine helped to calm me down. Another thing that helped was lots and lots of exercise. So another thing is kids need to be getting lots of exercise. The research is very, very clear on that. Here's a front view. Now, of course, I could control the squeezing machine. I couldn't stand being touched as a kid. I wanted to feel that nice feeling of being held, but I just got an overwhelming tidal wave of stimulation. And at first I pulled away from the squeeze machine, but then gradually I got to where I could tolerate being touched. And I think it's very important to desensitize these kids to being touched, because that nice feeling of being held helps you to have feelings of kindness. I found that using the squeeze machine helped me to have better dreams. I would see it in my dreams.